Hey everybody. We are working our way through Ephesians chapter 1. We're up to Paul's prayer to the Ephesians. It starts in verse 15. It ends at the end of the chapter in verse 23. I just want to read three verses from it for you, starting in Ephesians 1:15. Ever since I first heard of your strong faith in the Lord Jesus and your love for God's people everywhere, I haven't stopped thanking God for you, and I pray for you constantly. Then picking it up again in verse 18, I pray that your hearts will be flooded with light so that you can understand the confident hope he has given to those he called. Faith, love, and hope. We see these three things together in Paul frequently and repeatedly in many of his epistles. He talks about these three things together: faith, hope, and love. Of course, it occurs in 1 Corinthians 13. Now these three things exist: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Paul frequently uses these things together. I thought today we would just think about why these three particular things. Faith, of course, is looking back at what God has done for us in the past. Now, you'll notice that when I say looking back, I throw my hand out in front of me. If you have not heard the podcast Salty Saints, first episode, I spend a good little bit of time developing that idea, why faith for the Jewish person is in front of him. But that was their view. They looked at faith. They looked at the past as something in front of them because they could see that. They could see what God has done. Faith is not a pie in the sky trust, belief in something that we know is not true. Not at all. Faith is looking at God's activity for us in the past. Love is the current outworking of that faith. Love is active. Love is what we do on a regular basis, what I do today for God and for others. Hope is what's taking place in the future. Hope is an emotional trust in God on the basis of what I've seen him do in the past, knowing what he is doing for me today. I trust him in hope for the future. So faith is cognitive. It looks to the past. Love is active. It looks to the present. Hope is emotional. It looks to the future. So these three things: faith, mind; love, activity; hope, heart. Faith, past; love, present; hope, future. See how these three things wrap up together the totality of what we are as Christians? We look to the past and see what God has done for us. As a result of that, today we trust and believe in him, and we are actively involved in serving him and our neighbors today with a trust in what's coming down the road that we could never see. As we think about COVID, faith, hope, and love enters in. We have seen God protect us and keep us in the past. Today we can be involved in ministering to our families, even to our neighbors, hoping for the time that the Lord will free us from all these things. See how it works? Faith, hope, and love. Today as you worship God, Look to the past, what he has done. Look to the present, what you can do for others. And look to the future, what you trust him to do tomorrow. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.